Most entrepreneurs over the age of 40 don't think about their health until it's too late. I know firsthand because at the peak of my fitness as a D1 collegiate runner, my body gave me a brutal wake-up call. I lost my vision and doctors thought I had MS. My world turned upside down. That's when I realized health has to be in first position. Hi, my name is Armando Cruz, and in this video, I want to share with you how to reclaim your health, optimize your energy, and still crush it in business. Let's go. Let's be real. Most entrepreneurs over 40 have sacrificed their health for success. You grind, you hustle, you push your body to the limit, but it comes at a cost. At some point, your body says enough. Here's what's happening under the hood. High stress, poor nutrition, poor sleep, and burnout can lead to major health issues. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Here are some common warning signs. Fatigue that no amount of coffee seems to be able to help, brain fog, lack of focus, pain and tension, stiffness, gut issues, poor sleep because your mind is just racing or you can't let your body calm down. But here's the kicker. You don't have to choose between health and success. In fact, they go hand in hand. Look, I learned this lesson the hard way, and I wasn't even 40. This happened in my 20s. I pushed my body studying. I pushed my body in the athletic field. As a D1 collegiate runner at the peak of my fitness, I was sitting in class one day and my eyes just started getting blurry. I couldn't see. I thought there was something in my eyes. I asked the teachers. I remember walking across the campus. I couldn't walk in a straight line. I was bumping into parked cars. Eventually, my mom took me to the hospital, and what they found was inconclusive, which led to more uncertainty. What the heck was happening? I was in the prime of my fitness. I was doing amazing in school, and why was this happening? Well, stress is a killer, and they thought I had MS. And you can imagine getting a diagnosis of MS as somebody who's extremely active was soul crushing. But after time, I kept doing what the doctors asked. I changed my ability to handle stress better. I decreased any poor food choices I was making. And after years of uncertainty, I was in remission and I no longer had that swollen brainstem, which is what they found. My brainstem had swollen up and it affected everything. I learned this lesson the hard way, and I wasn't even 40 yet. I was at the prime of my fitness. At 20 years old, I was a D1 collegiate runner. As you can imagine, the fear, the frustration that I had as an athlete. But after treatment, after changing my lifestyle habits, I realized health has to be in first position. Here's the truth. Your business is only as strong as your mind and body. If those go, everything else collapses. So here is how you can put your health in first position. There are 4 different healths that I want to dive into. Number 1 is your physical. You need to test your physical abilities to the point where it allows you to get stronger, but you still have to recover. If you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you just break down, you're not allowing your body to recover. That's a huge stressor. So remember, we need to break down, but we need to create space for your body to recover. So push your body. It is critical that you train, that you exercise, that you challenge your physical body so that it gets stronger. But you also need to give it time to recover. Number 2, your mental health. Own your mindset. High performers have clarity. High performers create routines that fill their body with more clarity, more direction, so they can move forward powerfully and confidently. Remember, routines beat willpower. Discipline beats willpower. One of the things that you can do to create more clarity is go on a digital detox. And it doesn't mean that you're not gonna have anything digital in front of you for months and years, because for the most people, that is not practical. But you can have time blocks of digital detox. When you put your phone away, all your apps, get in nature, get that mental clarity. Number 3, your emotional health. Cut the stress at its source. Throughout the day, you need to be taking a stress audit. stress is inevitable. Like, we are all going to do it. In fact, as you push the boundaries, stress is something you have to get comfortable with. But knowing how to deal with it, not just swallowing it up and be filled like a pressure cooker until you explode, is going to be critical for long-term success and for optimal health. Leverage breath work, journaling, and laughter to optimize your emotional health. Number 4, spiritual health. Anchor yourself in purpose. Look, I don't know what your beliefs are, but for me, the Almighty is that person that I can look towards, something greater than myself, that is the ultimate example of what a man is the ultimate example of what we should live our life for. Immerse yourself in the Bible. Immerse yourself in spiritual writings. That way, you get away from just staying locked into your own head. One of the biggest problems that people make, that entrepreneurs make, is that they stay basically like the world revolves around them. And so when you basically become a narcissist, it gets really unhealthy. And so one of the best ways is, hey, how do I look towards others to serve them? But then how do I look to something bigger that I can aspire to? And as humans, we're not perfect. So looking at another human is going to be falling short, because we all fall short. So here's my plea to you is reach out for something greater, the one that is perfect. And I can guarantee you your spiritual health will start to improve, grow, and actually allow your business to grow as a result. Look, I get it. You built a business, you built your life. But if you don't have health, none of that matters. So here's my challenge. I want you to take one step today in moving towards putting health in first position. Drop a comment below. What's one health habit you're going to commit to? Let's build a community of healthy, successful entrepreneurs. If this resonated, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Share this with a fellow entrepreneur who needs to hear this. Remember, you don't need to choose between success and health. The real power move, have both.